Hey guys, I'm back. I know it has been a while. So today, what I want to talk about is actually comfort zone, which is something I'm pretty sure everyone knows about. So, well, as you know, it has been over a year since I came here to Europe, and of course there has been a lot of great memories, but also in many cases there's a lot of hardships as well. So especially when it comes to studying, lifestyle, and also well, socializing well, especially recently because of the lockdown, it has been especially hard for me when it comes to socializing. So this got me to think about actually an alternative scenario where I actually didn't come to Europe and I just stayed in Shanghai, find a job and just live my life there. And of course, it's gonna be a lot easier for me because after all, Shanghai is my hometown, and yeah, and also I've been living there for quite a while, so it shouldn't be that hard. But then, really, I came to consider the fact why I came to Europe in the first place, and the answer is actually, well, I want to experience new cultures and new lifestyles. But most importantly, I really want to escape from my comfort zone. Now, you might be asking me, why do you think comfort zone is that bad? Well, obviously, that's something I'm trying to indicate. So, the key conclusion here is that, like, in my opinion, comfort zone, it does not necessarily bring you comfortness, but in most cases, it's simply an easier way to do. So, what I want to say here is the term comfort zone. This name is actually quite misleading. So, by calling it comfort zone, it actually gives you the false implication that, like, by staying in this comfort zone, you're feeling very good. And I'm pretty sure that for a lot of people, this is actually the case. Well, they actually feel comfortable in the comfort zone. But I would say for most people, they are actually not comfortable by staying in the comfort zone. It's only because of their fear of uncertainty and hardship that kind of made them stuck in this comfort zone. To prove this point, I actually want to share with you guys a personal story of me. So as you know, I went to the US when I was a kid and I lived there for about 3 years, and then my family moved back to Shanghai. So after we moved back to Shanghai for about 10 years, I've been living in an almost completely Chinese social circle. So basically everyone I meet are Chinese, everyone I know in my life are Chinese. And as you can imagine, as someone who had actually lived abroad, this is quite uncomfortable for me. So for me, I've been always trying to expand my social circles, to try to meet people from different cultures, but unfortunately, well, it hasn't worked well for me. So then this is actually a big problem, and I remember it was in 2017 or 2018. So once me and my friend were just walking along the promenade in Shanghai, which is the Bund actually. So we were both discussing, like, why is it so hard for us to expand our social circle, like, to a more international way? It's like, why can't we meet people from different cultures? And both of us, we are not comfortable with it, and we're determined to kind of change the situation. So then, like, we're also thinking, well, Shanghai is a very internationalized city, and there are so many foreigners living, traveling, working in Shanghai. So theoretically, it should be really easy for us to, you know, just to know some people from other cultures. So our conclusion was very simple. So maybe we haven't tried hard enough to reach out to people from other countries. So it's like we shouldn't just wait for them to come to us. So then, like, we decided, okay, you know what, if that's a problem, we should start changing immediately, right now. So basically what happened was, like, in front of us about a few like 20-30 meters, there was like a big tourist group of students from some English speaking countries, I don't know. So basically we were saying, okay, let's say so we're saying, yeah, like, there are students, so I'm pretty sure they're willing to know some people. They should be, like, open-minded, so you know what, we should just try to talk to them. So then what happened was, like, for the next 10 minutes, me and my friend, we were just talking together to each other about, like, how we should do it, how we should approach them, what to talk. And then, so we ended up talking to each other for 10 minutes. And this group of students, eventually after 10 minutes, they just left. So you can say we got nothing, and basically this test just failed. So of course, after this failure, we were both thinking, like, okay, so what happened? Why did we fuck up? And the conclusion that we came to was actually we are just simply afraid of doing so. So there is this risk that, let's say, if we just went to them, we just started making conversations, maybe they would end up thinking that we're a bit strange. and maybe they don't want to talk to us because of that. And obviously, we have no intention to be regarded as idiots. So yeah, basically, because of this potential hardship, we decided eventually, so maybe we should just give up and forget about it. And also, I think another reason was like we also concluded that, let's say if both of us we were alone without the company of each other, we might actually be more explorative, more open-minded to actually take the risk and go to them and to talk. But then, like, because we were together, we were talking, so then, like, in this case, we're actually creating a comfort zone among ourselves. So of course, like, if we're stick together, it's of course easier for us to communicate to each other. But like, let's say if one of us wants to move out of this comfort zone and to make conversations, so then, like, this comfort zone of two of us, it has like this kind of force that pulls you back and just stops you from actually taking the risk and, you know, put yourself in an uncomfortable situation and to talk to other people. So I think this is actually the problem for many people. It's like they want to move out of the comfort zone, but then, like, on the same time, if you move out of the comfort zone, it means you're also taking risks at the same time. And for many people, that's something they just want to avoid, or maybe it's like the fact of taking risk is a bit too overwhelming. So, and also, like I mentioned, the comfort zone itself, it has some kind of force like gravity, which actually keeps you into it, it draws you inward. So in this case, actually they ended up staying in the comfort zone, even though they have every intention to break out of the comfort zone. But that's what happened. Tragically, they end up staying in the comfort zone because they're a bit afraid of what's gonna happen if they actually step out of the comfort zone. So for me, the choice is actually very simple. So after realizing how uncomfortable it is to actually stay in the comfort zone, I decided that it's actually worth taking the risk to move out of the comfort zone. And in this case, you can actually achieve or get the comfort you're actually searching for a long time. So what I want to say about moving out of the comfort zone is it's actually very advantageous. So first of all, obviously, by moving out of the comfort zone, you can definitely learn and experience more things. And the other aspect is that, like, despite the fact that when you move out of the comfort zone, you put yourself in more risk and the potential of, you know, like suffering more than whatever you're suffering inside the comfort zone, let's say depression, loneliness, and stuff like that. But, you know, life is just like a trial, and at some point in your life, you will experience very difficult situations where you will feel helpless, where you will feel lonely, where you will feel depressed. And by moving out of the comfort zone, this is actually a very good preparation for you to, you know, be prepared for even worse situations. If I come to Europe, for example, of course, I'm moving out of my comfort zones and I will be experiencing a lot of difficulties in my life. But what I do believe is in my future life, when actually going to work or move to some other environments, there will be bigger hardships. And whatever hardships I'm enduring here, I will find a way to overcome it. And the experience that I gained from overcoming the hardships that I have currently now as a student here in Europe is going to benefit me in my future in the long term. So in this case, it's all worth it. So in the end, I just want to quote something I've heard a few years ago. So if you want to learn something, the first step is to make yourself uncomfortable. And that's all I have to say about the comfort zone. I'm really interested in what you think about this topic, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the same experience. So I would love to hear some feedback from you. And before we see each other next time, stay safe and Merry Christmas. Bye.